Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and tech enthusiasts of all ages, welcome to the CTU Girls in ICT Day program brought to you by the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. I'm your host, DJ Anna, and I'm thrilled to be guiding you guys through today's action-packed agenda. So International Girls in ICT Day happens every year in April and stresses the importance of girls in ICT and encourages girls to participate in and pursue STEM careers. This year's theme is leadership. According to the UN, young women and girls need to see themselves as change makers in the field, and they need to be able to see clear routes to become leaders in the field. Highlighting successful female leaders in the ICT field is crucial for inspiring girls and to help identify a potential career path. They also need learning environments that actively combat gender bias, promote diversity, and connect young women and girls with role models. So we're doing just that today at our conference. So I'd like to welcome you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause if you're ready. So if you guys know me, you'll know that I have to give you all a stale joke before we jump in, right? So what is the computer's favorite snack to eat? What is the computer's favorite snack to eat? Anybody? Not doubles, but what's the computer's favorite snack to eat? Microchips. Gosh, tough crowd, boy. Wait. All in easy. Well, of course, guys, we're going to have fun today for sure. You guys are going to learn quite a lot. But first, we have to welcome Miss Francola John, the CTU focal point for ITU's network of women, delivering our welcoming and opening remarks. So get ready to be inspired and motivated, guys, as we welcome Miss Francola John. Give her a round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me say that again. Good morning. Yes. As we welcome, let's just wait 1 minute while we welcome Diego Martin Secondary School. Come to the front. I am so pleased to welcome each and every one of you to the CTU's Girls in ICT Day event. It brings greater joy to see so many future leaders in our live studio audience. Allow me to extend a warm welcome to the young leaders from Presal Secondary and Diego Martin Secondary Schools. Please give yourselves a round of applause for being here today. The CTU is an institution within CARICOM comprising 20 member states. Established in 1989, this year we celebrate 35 years in existence. Our headquarters is in Trinidad and Tobago. Girls in ICT Day is a significant occasion that acknowledges the vital role of women and girls in the field of information and communication technology, ICT. This year, our focus is on the theme leadership, recognizing and celebrating the remarkable leadership exhibited by girls and women in the ICT sector in the Caribbean. In your lifetime, in today's world, technology drives everything. The contributions of women in ICT are undeniable, yet they remain underrepresented in leadership roles within the industry. Girls in ICT Day serves as a platform to encourage more girls to pursue careers in technology and to highlight the importance of nurturing leadership skills among them. Leadership in ICT goes beyond managing projects. It's about driving innovation and creating positive change. Today, our aim is to showcase the tremendous potential of technology and to empower you by sharing the various career paths available in ICT. Our speakers today are young people who embody leadership in every sense of the word. They will share with you how to become a leader in whatever career path you choose. I am excited for you. Are you excited for yourselves? Let me hear how excited you all are. Say, yes, I'm excited. Are you excited? Yes, because you yourselves are young leaders. As you acquire digital skills to enter the job market, you will soon realize that the fastest growing jobs are in technology, careers in cybersecurity. Tell me what AI is. That's right. Gaming, robotics, coding, online businesses. How many of us shop online? Plenty, exactly. And mobile apps. They offer numerous global opportunities. The CTU will continue to engage and bring awareness of these opportunities through our network of women, which serves as a platform for young women to share experiences, be mentored, seek leadership roles, and represent the region internationally. We also have a Caribbean Youth ICT network for young persons between the ages of 16 to 25, which you will see, and you representing your country on the international stage. And when I say you, I mean you, and you. We all can represent our country on the international stage. To all the girls and women in ICT and the young men here today, and I'm very happy to see how many young men are here today because we support the young women as well. Know that your voices, your ideas, and leadership skills are critical for shaping the future. You are not just the leaders of tomorrow. You are what? The leaders of when? Let me hear it. Say it again. You are leaders of today. Say, I am a leader of today. Correct. And the leadership theme of this year's Girls in ICT, we want you to walk away with that. You are a leader. We are also honored today to have DJ Anna kickstart our discussion. And yes, I am a fan. How many of us are fans of DJ Anna? That's right. She is a vibrant and dynamic young woman making waves in the digital sphere, a leader in her own right. She will host an impressive lineup of speakers who will share their knowledge and experiences with us. We welcome all of our speakers and our online audience of thousands of young people in the Caribbean joining us today. To all the girls, women, and young men participating, I urge you, grab this opportunity to learn, engage, and network. Say it with me. What are we going to do today? Learn, engage, and network. Remember, the skills that you acquire today will not only benefit you, but will also contribute to shaping a more inclusive digital society. Once again, a warm welcome to everyone. And we hope you have an exceptional Girls in ICT Day. Thank you.
Round of applause to Miss John. Thank you so much, Miss John. So next up, we have an awesome duo taking the stage. Joining us, Miss Chanel McPherson, co-founder of Coded from Jamaica, and this guy right next to me, Mr. Tariq Mohammed. He's a consultant from the International Telecommunications Union in Trinidad and Tobago. So both speakers received fellowships from ICANN, ARIN, and the CTU, and they'll be sharing some valuable insights on life after graduation and how you too can get involved in the world of ICT. So I hope you guys are ready. Give them a round of applause.
Good morning, students, members of CTU, teachers in the room. My name is Chanel McPherson. Let me share my screen. All right. So, is everyone able to see my screen before I get started? Can you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. Thank you for that. All right, students. So I'm going to give you a background history about myself. So my name, as mentioned, Chanel McPherson. I'm the founder of CodeEd Virtual Learning. Coded is basically an initiative that was started by myself and Mr. Ronnie Donald when we were students at the Amar Coding Institute. We teach persons that are in underserved communities how to code. We also have students in the Caribbean region as well. I'm a student at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean and pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Networking and Cybersecurity. I'm a ISAC chapter member from Jamaica and a Woman in Caribbean, which is the Caribbean Network Operators Group. So basically, it's a group of like-minded engineers that focus on developing the Caribbean's internet infrastructure and its resilience against cyber threats, stuff like that. So that's a bit about me, like, you know. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of ICT, life after graduation. I want to look inside your imagination a little bit, see what you guys are thinking. And then, of course, we're going to close with a call of action, everyone. So the focus of ICT. So many of you here heard the term ICT. You probably don't know what it stands for. Some of us may have already done our research. But just in case, you know, anybody's in the room that's not familiar with this term, I wanted everyone to have a basic understanding of what ICT is, what it means, and what it impacts our lives. And so we have three terminologies here: information, communication, and the last one, technology. And this is a question for the students. Can anyone in the room tell me what information is? If you are aware of the term information, can you just let us know, you know, what comes to mind when you hear that term information? And I'll just open the floor for answers from the students. So think about it, students. Information, something that you guys gain at school every day. Can anybody tell us what comes to mind when you hear the term information? Anyone? Don't be shy, students. You know, this is also a practice session for you all.
Buddy?
Now remember, we're practicing how to become leaders, right? And a part of that means that we will need to speak in front of such like this. So no pressure.
Okay, we
But
have
if you
some.
have the answer, okay, wonderful. Go ahead.
Getting new access to knowledge.
Access to knowledge, right? Thank you for that. What about communication? Communication. Communication. This term is probably not new to the students, I'm sure.
Talking to people and getting a better understanding.
Could you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Talking to people and getting a better understanding.
So people can get a better. All right, perfect. What about technology? What
Well,
about
I think we have
technology?
we have one more answer.
Okay, okay.
Technology is where you get certain information from Google or Chrome.
All right. Wonderful. So could you, the same person that just spoke, could you sum the term ICT for us, please, in your own understanding? What the term information and communication technology means? Give your own definition of it, ICT. Any student can answer this question. Your own definition based on your own understanding. Any student would like to try? No? Yes? All right, no problem. It's okay. All right, guys. So basically, it's just the transfer of information information or data that allows us to communicate over technology. And this is something that we do every single day. It enables connectivity and communication. We're even doing it now over Zoom. And we do this through WhatsApp to our various, you know, colleagues and friends and family members. There are moments in which we have something that's now called, you know, cloud computing. Everything now is now stored in the cloud, every single thing. Many of you students would have already been using, you know, cloud computing. And there are moments in which you probably wish you could just go up in the cloud, right? take down whatever you need. Perhaps you left something at home that you needed for school. You just go outside your classroom, go straight up to the sky, the heavens, grab what you wanted, and get back into the classroom. That's how easy technology has made our lives. Everything is stored virtually. We have now discovered innovation and digital transformation through AI technology, and we have been introduced to that virtually as well. Allows us to access educational resources easily. Now perhaps most of our textbooks are now online. We don't have to be carrying that big bag like our grandparents and probably our parents used to bring back then, because we can access these materials and tools online. Job opportunities are created through technology, and also it helps to boost our economy. And these are all some things that, ICT has helped us with. Let's turn our focus to life after graduation. Many of us are in perhaps our last year of school. We're probably nervous, don't know which direction to take, and that's okay. That's only normal. And so when I just left high school, I remember quite distinctively, I didn't have a sense of direction, but what I had was technology. What I had was information. What I had was data. And so I went online and I tried to find, I remember, guys, we're not from any rich background. We're not from that. So we have to find different resources that can help boost, our knowledge. And I went to work using the computer. I looked for different scholarships that were available online, and I applied and I got through, and now I'm pursuing a Bachelor of Science, as mentioned, in networking and cybersecurity, which is good. So we have information at our disposal. Let's look into mentorship as well. We have many professionals in the room of different backgrounds, and I'm not just talking about digital backgrounds, right? But to be honest, all areas and every sector of our life right now is connected via or increased. The productivity is increased via technology. And so mentorship is quite important, and persons can help us to go in the direction that we want to go. And so you could find that person, and I heard we spoke about networking before, so you can always do that as well through networking. You can explore different career options. There are many career options. We have digital companies that actively have lawyers to fight against their defenses, actively need persons to think about new designs for a particular program. Of course, the health sector needs us to ensure that, their sector is more efficient. And so there's a space for everyone in this digital realm. And we never stop learning. Let's not forget, life after graduation is consistent learning. So if you think it stops here, we have a next thing coming. No, it doesn't. Right? So remember that. These are some entities that I'm displaying on the screen that I myself have attended. And these entities, they discuss the type of internet that we receive in our region, in the Caribbean region, and globally, and other regions too, but focusing now on the Caribbean. And one in particular, the one in the middle, ICANN, Internet Corporation for Assigned Name and Number. Do you know that ICANN offers a program that is called the Next Gen, and I was a fellowship on the program as well. So what the Next Gen does, if you're in university, you may apply. Next Gen program, it covers your expenses to travel to these meetings so that you can hear ongoing discussions that are happening, specifically to the Caribbean. And you are able to then, voice your opinion on the type of internet that you would like to see for your region, the challenges the region is having. And it also gives you an insight of the different policies that are developed on our domain name system. And so, like, domain names such as we are probably on TikTok, we're probably on Instagram, that they have www.perhaps.instagram.com. You have your different country code domain. Yeah, so you're able to tap into this discussion by going to these different meetings. And these are things that we have access to online. You guys can check them out. They're really helpful. The fellowship program, same thing. It just, different age group, but it's the same thing that happens. And we're able to now take that information and share it with others within the community and networking as well. So now, this is where my journey got interesting, because I started to look within myself. I started to dream, and this is where our dream comes in. I started to dream about the type of life I wanted. I want, persons probably a simpler life. For me, I wanted a life where I'm comfortable, my family would be comfortable, and that requires me to do more than what I'm currently doing. So I started to look into, how do I want to live? Instead of asking myself, what do I want to become? I realized that my how and the why, it drove me more to gain values that will help me to live the way I wanted to live. And my imagination started to go wild when I left high school. And so I posed a question to myself, how do I want to live? And that I started to dream. And I want each student in the room to start dreaming. Don't limit your dream. Dream big. Dream big. And so I'm asking you students now, how do you want to live? When you think and when you imagine your lives a few years from now, what comes to mind? How do you want to live? And make that life be the driving force, to how you go about gaining the values to live the way you want to live. So this is a question to the students. This is an open discussion to everyone that's in the room. Students, how do you want to live? And we're opening the floor to the students at this time to share their imagination and the lives that they want to create for themselves. And students, anyone can answer this question, okay? So go into your imagination, think about it. What kind of life do you dream for yourself? What's your dream? What's your imagination giving?
Anybody?
Any students would like to, take a shot at it?
A free life, but while successful, so I don't have to worry, really.
Free life, one that is successful. You don't want no worries. Yeah? We don't want no worries. We don't want no problems. We just want to live a free. Any other students?
I would like to be financially stable, have my house, my own car, and I don't have to borrow nothing from nobody.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing the dreams coming up. I hear the dreams. Any other student would like to speak? I'm hearing your dreams. I'm seeing your imagination. As I'm thinking about it too, as well as you guys, Man, I already see you guys in the cars, financially independence. I'm seeing it. And so, students, it takes a lot out of us to become free, to live happy, to be at peace. And so, we must have different qualities, and these are skills that we will develop over time. These are leadership qualities that we will develop over time. It doesn't come overnight. And so we tap into our mentors, we read the books, we envision what it's like and the qualities that we need to develop. So thank you guys for sharing, and always ask yourself, never leave out your imagination of how do you want to live. Keep dreaming and pursue your career. Stay your course, students. That's all I would tell you guys. Stay your course. There are many distractions in this world. So I'll ask you, students, to stay in your lane and stay your course and continue dreaming and applying the values that's needed for you to succeed. And this is a call of action. It's a call of action for you students. One, think about a current problem that's happening in your lives, something that may impact you or somebody that's close to you, your community, for example. create a solution for this problem that you have identified. And the third thing is, once you have created that solution, share your solution with the leaders that are in charge of the problem that you're currently facing. Because this is where it all starts. This is where your voices are being heard. This is where you get a voice in the marketplace. And of course, by solving problem, this is the first step to leadership. So thank you for your time, Tariq. I turn over to you. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Chanel. Give a round of applause to Chanel, everyone. Thanks for inspiring us all. So now we're going to hear from Tariq. Go ahead.
Testing. Hello. Hi. So morning, everyone. Thanks, Chanel, for your discussion. And my name is Tariq Mohammed. Just a bit about me before we get into this talk. I'm a electrical engineer by education. I'm an engineering consultant with the United Nations, also project manager involved in all these CTU events, and many, many more, doing postgraduate PhD in engineering, right? So nice to be here today. But firstly, I just want to get a feel of the room. So just to make sure, this is Pre-Sal and this is Diego Martin, right? So what year are you all in? Form 4? And you guys? Form 1? Wow. Okay. Okay. So we have quite a mix of young folks here today. Also glad to see a lot of men here. I'm the only male in this panel. I'm a supporter of women's rights and the inclusion, the gender inclusion and gender balance in ICT. So I know Chanel asked what it is you all envision your lives to be, but have any of you all ever had like a career-wise dream and saying, well, when I grow up, I want to be a astronaut, lawyer, engineer? Has anyone ever had that thought yet? Yeah. So what are some thoughts on what you want to be? A lawyer? You want to be a lawyer? Okay. Anyone else? Someone on this side? A doctor? Okay. And one more. Anybody? Anything?
A doctor.
Oh, so we have 2 doctors and a lawyer.
I want to join in military.
Sorry?
I said I want to join in military.
Okay. Well, that's a very nice mix of career paths. And the interesting thing is, all of them are actually linked to why we're here today. ICTs, technology. I mean, the microphone I'm using so y'all could hear me is technology. The screen we're using is technology. The demonstrations that we're going to be seeing in New and a little bit really cool stuff is technology. And if you all pay attention, you might get some free gift cards that DJana will give out just now on Amazon. So that's also technology, so pay attention. When I was where you all are at right now, my only focus was, well, not so much school, but passing exams when the terms come, or more importantly, when you reach Form 5 and you're doing CSEC and KEEP. I didn't really have the opportunities like what we have here today, where you're able to come, sit, discuss, listen, and engage with me and other professionals in the field of ICTs. And because of that, I think there was a big gap in between understanding what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I did sciences when I was in secondary school. Then I happened to do engineering in university, and then I became an engineer. But sessions like this, and I know Chanel had brought this up a little while ago, scholarships, mentorships, fellowships, and continuous development. Firstly, scholarships are very nice. I know that they've changed it to like bursaries or something now. When I was in your place, I had gotten a open scholarship, maybe one of the scholarships, whatever they called it back then, in sciences. And that had funded my studies in university, and they pay you to study, which is great. Next is the mentorships. I could safely say, unlike many other engineering graduates, that I have never been without a job in the past few years that I've been an engineer. I actually got a job before I graduated. And that was because one of my lecturers, who ended up being my current mentor, I asked her one day, I said, hey, do you need any help with anything, any work? I had just finished all my exams and I really had nothing to do. And it was COVID time as well. And she said, yes, I'll give you a job. And since then, I've been employed and working, and more importantly, learning. A very key takeaway that I want you all to understand here as you're here today, kudos to you all for coming out in person, is yes, studies, grades, important when you're in school, when you're doing your studies. But what is equally important are the networking sessions and then sessions like this, where you could meet between schools. So I'm sorry that we have you all segregated, Presal and Diego Martin, but it'd been nice if you all could have intermingled, but also with professionals in the field. I know Michelle had mentioned earlier that she had taught Spanish here, and now she's in the ICT sector. She's a marketing and communication specialist at the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. We also have DJ Anna, who is a successful entrepreneur, and I'm a fan of her work. But more importantly, I would ask you all to really take the opportunity. I know it's a very short session that we have here today, but to talk not only with each other, but engage the people that you see around here. You never know, somebody might say the right things that may click in your head and get you thinking, maybe I want to go into ICTs. Maybe I want to go into this field. Now, the cases of the lawyers, doctors, and military as well. All of these involve technology. And what could really set you apart from others is your understanding and use of how technology impacts you, how you could leverage those technologies to become better with yourself and in your field, and how you could set yourself apart from the people sitting next to you, the people who aren't even here today, which don't have that opportunity. So you'll already have an advantage, right? Next thing I want to ask, has anybody ever traveled outside of Trinidad before? Yeah, okay. So we see a few hands. Miss, very good, very good. All right. Anybody here who hasn't traveled, want to travel? Right, so we're seeing more hands. Great. So before 2 years ago, I had actually never left the country. I went to Tobago, but that doesn't count because it's right there, right? But 2 years ago, I got an opportunity through the UN and through, as Chanel had mentioned, the word fellowship. I had gotten an opportunity to go to Rwanda. Does anyone know where Rwanda is? Anybody could guess what continent that is in? I heard somebody say Africa, yes, and I heard Africa here too. Yes. So me, who has never gone on a plane in my life, ended up getting on a plane, traveling from here to Amsterdam and then to Africa. First time ever. Thankfully, I had some friends who had gone on the same trip as me. And that is just one of the many opportunities that you can get within the ICT sector through something as simple as this. Coming, engaging, and being part of the conversations that we're having here today. How do we get more women involved in ICT? How do we close that gender balance? Now, of course, the trip that I went on wasn't for fun. It was for work. Of course, you get time as well in your free time to go and explore the city. So that was through the UN. Last year as well, I also had 2 other traveling opportunities, both through the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, who we're here with today. One was to Barbados to speak at a youth seminar. And then the other one, which was just a few months ago, was to go to Dubai. Y'all know where Dubai is, right? Okay, great. And so I was in Dubai for 2 weeks as part of the CTU's delegation on a UN conference called World Radio Communications Conference. A very technical conference about how wireless communications runs, and it's about signing a big treaty. But also, quite apart from enjoying the work, I was able to go to the desert. This is a picture of me with some camels in the middle of the desert. So, Trevor is saying I made that with AI. I didn't. Not this one, at least. There may be others, but so I wouldn't have had any of these opportunities to speak here, to go on these travels, to even work with the UN. Key caveat as well is that when I started working with the UN a few years ago, I was actually one of the world's, if not the world's youngest UN consultant. They usually don't hire people this young, but I had gotten through to the position because of, I don't want to say networking and links, but unfortunately, networking and links. because the people who were hiring had known me through previous sessions, just as how I'm discussing here and talking here. Somebody had recognized me in another session. And even when I was all the way in Africa, somebody stopped me and said, "Hey, you Tariq, I saw you presenting something a few months ago," just as how I'm talking here today. So the key recommendations that I would have for you all as you're here, as you're young, as you're still exploring, whatever field you want to be, it could be in tech, it could be medicine, law, etc. You don't need to know what it is you want to do with your life. I still sometimes question what I want to do with my life, but it's important to meet and network with people, have those discussions and understand, well, what are the opportunities that exist out there? Now, Chanel had mentioned as well the ICANN opportunities to travel that she was a part of, the fellowships. And those are offered like, I think 4 times a year, every year. And there's always a call for more Caribbean applicants. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you all to please apply for that. But yes, so network, very important thing. Second thing, find a mentor. Find somebody who is in the field and who is actively involved. Doesn't have to be the field that you're interested in, because key thing is that you're able to learn something from someone every day. Every experience is a learning experience. If you adjust your mind to sort of think that way, you could learn something in anything. So yes, network, find a mentor, and never stop learning, just to rehash what Chanel had said. And yeah, I just want to basically wrap that up with thanking you all for having me today.
Any questions? Anybody?
How long did it take you to reach where you are right now?
From when? Huh?
Maybe from schooling.
On the whole, so how old do you think I am? What? 40 something?
I think they're joking. They're joking. They're joking.
25. Okay, so half of the age you all said here, less than half of the age you all said here, a little above the 22, but I'm 25. I graduated in 2020 when I was 21. Yeah, so just a few years, about 4 years of experience. So, anybody want to be engineer? Yeah, 1%. Well, that's good enough. Any idea what kind of engineer? That's fine. Yeah, another question. Oh, you want to be a mechanical engineer? That's a very good field. So yeah, any other questions?
That's all. Anybody else? No? Okay, well, thank you so much, Tarek. Give a round of applause to Tarek, everyone. So before we move on to our next session, so our team from Dago, I didn't get to give you all a steel joke. You all missed that, so I had to give you all one, right? It's still a warning you from now, right? So you just had to get ready for it. Why did the iPhone wear glasses? Why did the iPhone wear glasses? Well, besides it being an iPhone, why did the iPhone wear glasses? Because it lost its contacts. All right, not bad. Last one I didn't really get you laughing, so one step ahead. Well, once again, guys, we're having fun. We're going to have some interactive sessions coming up in just a bit, and I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to win some prizes. I'm going to give you guys the info now, actually, on how you guys could win the prizes online. So we have the CTU Girls and ICT Challenge. You have to like and follow the CTU's Instagram account. Share a screenshot of one of the most memorable moments of today on your stories or profile using the hashtags CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag Girls in ICT. So that's for the students, okay? So you guys, you could just, make notes of the hashtags. So you could take a picture of what's going on and you could post it up and win a $50 Amazon gift card. That's US dollars, huh? Just say it. So once again, the hashtags CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and Girls in ICT. But right about now, it's time for us to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts, your questions, and ideas about artificial intelligence. You all know about AI? I'm sure you all seen all these clips on TikTok where you think Drake singing a song, but it's not really Drake. Ariana Grande too. There's so many different random AI sounds that you guys hear, and you all will be finding out some more information about artificial intelligence as we are joined by Miss Shanae Lewis, the policy analyst of the CTU, with a passion for all things tech. So let's hear what Shanae has to say. Make some noise.
Thank you, Anna. And before I begin, I have one question. What do you think the internet is? Okay, we have one person on this side and then front row. Yeah.
The internet is where you can go on, is where you can search up stuff to do homework or to basically do anything.
So it's a tool we could use to do anything. We have someone else on the side. Oh, we have two more. Okay.
We can get information and data.
Yes.
A connection through the entire world.
Connection to the entire world. So we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. By a show of hands, how many of us know what artificial intelligence is? Okay, gentlemen, in the second to last row, tell us what you think artificial intelligence is.
Artificial intelligence can practically make anything come to life because the use of programming.
Okay, anyone else? Now, what he said is a use of artificial intelligence. And traditionally, when we used to speak about AI, we would talk about computer systems that were capable of performing tasks that were traditionally only possible by human beings. So problem solving, recognizing speech, making decisions, identifying patterns. But as technology advances, the capabilities advance. So now, how many of us have cell phones? Laptops, tablets? I'm sure you've noticed sometimes you're having a conversation and then you go online and you get a pop-up ad for the exact same thing you were talking about. Yes. How many of us have Alexa devices at home? Have you experienced yet Alexa listening and then suggesting something that you weren't even thinking about? How many of you use Alexa to make shopping lists? Set your alarms, your calendars. And eventually, what Alexa is going to do is use every interaction you've had to create patterns. And these patterns now help Alexa to automate many of the tasks you ask it to do. So some of the uses of AI for students, you can do note-taking. There are tools you can use that would actually be able to identify speakers' voices. If you happen to be speaking while Miss is speaking and you miss something, the application doesn't. If you miss a piece of your homework, the application has it listed for you in steps, each task that you're supposed to complete. And one of these tools is Otter AI. And that's something you can use for free now. how many of us are interested in careers in AI? Don't be shy. Has anyone used ChatGPT? Exactly. So the capabilities of ChatGPT has allowed persons to launch their careers in AI. Because using ChatGPT, you can create social media content and then have that content generate money for you. There are also tools that you can use, as Dijiana mentioned earlier, to create music. You can create soundtracks, you can create the lyrics for songs, and then there are tools that will take them individually and put them together to create something new. So this morning, I'm going to do a demo of ChatGPT, and you are going to give me the prompts. So if you're familiar with the free version of ChatGPT, today we'll be using the paid version. So we can create images, we can create song lyrics, we can even create social media posts. Several of the posts I've made today I've used ChatGPT to create it. And there's a question I'm going to ask you at the end of the demo. So I want you to pay attention to how we create the prompts. So I'll take one from this side, one from this side. So who would like to create an image? One, okay. So tell me, what image would you like to create?
It could be anything, right?
Anything.
A waterfall with some animals and trees around it, plenty trees.
So create an image of a waterfall with trees around it. Any specific type of tree? Anything else? Right, I have animals. And anything else? How do you want the sky to look?
I want it light blue with very little clouds.
Okay, that's it. So now it's creating the image. Now, how many of you think ChatGPT is going to create exactly what the prompt says? By a show of hands. Okay. So we have a waterfall. We have trees. There's an apple tree. We have animals. But is anybody seeing the Zabuka tree? And what is this hair? Now, ChatGPT was able to accurately interpret that Zavoka for us means avocado. That's a local term we use. But it's not in the image. Also, our input was little clouds, very little clouds. If you look at the prompt, it converted it to what it assumed we meant, with a few clouds. Now, that's an ability of AI. It made an assumption on what we wanted. It could have also gone the literal route of having very little clouds in the sky. So now for our second prompt. Yes, we have a hand at the back.
So I can say anything, right?
Anything.
All right, so no. I have to think about that already. Since the first time I come here, right? So Godzilla. hold on. Godzilla in a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, we testing it. And he working 9 to 5. And you know Rick and Morty? Rick Sanchez. You could put him fighting Godzilla.
Okay, hold on. So we want an image of Godzilla working in a Chinese restaurant from 9 to 5.
No, Rick Sanchez. Bueno, fue Morty. Nothing nice.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. So we've encountered an intellectual properties issue. So ChatGPT said to avoid using copyrighted characters.
Scary, man. Still creative.
So because ChatGPT doesn't have license to use licensed characters, copywritten characters, it got the closest. So Godzilla's a dinosaur, gave you a dinosaur-like lizard. And we can't use Rick, so gave you a mock Rick. There are also tools you can use. I'm sure many of you have seen that video of Toad singing. Yeah. You can use this software that's free to use. You can upload a video from YouTube and you can have Rick sing that song for you. Morty. Any character. Patrick, SpongeBob. They have Rihanna, Bruno Mars, Ariana Grande, which is why now when we see things online, we see images, we hear audio, we see video, there's a question we need to ask. Is it real? Now, some tools have gotten good at detecting AI-generated text and images. But that now brings into the question Photoshop. because Photoshop now also uses AI. Photoshop can now extend an image to create an entire space that didn't even previously exist. So it's possible for us now to use Photoshop, and we could replace the entire center of this room and add more students. If you have photos online and you allow basically public viewing, persons could use those images, and just like we generated this image, you could upload the image to ChatGPT and have ChatGPT use characteristics of that image to create something new. So, my first question, what did you notice about the prompts that were used to create these images? Yes.
They were very specific.
They were specific, and to create the level of detail you want, you need to be descriptive. So I know at some point in time you sat down in class wondering, why do I have to do English if I speak English? It's my first language. Why do we have to do literature? This is an example why. The better you are able to describe exactly what it is you want, is the more accurate the result is going to be. Any questions? Yes?
Who made it?
Who made what exactly?
The
So,
site.
let's ask ChatGPT. So AI was first theorized several years ago. Ah. So the first time the term AI was used was in 1965. But what we consider AI to be today is actually a progression. So it's the development of technology, what we want this technology to do, and what we consider it to be that has evolved AI into what it is today. This version of AI is a generative AI. It uses text to create whatever is requested. And the company that created ChatGPT, they're called OpenAI. OpenAI. Now, to get to AI, you have to start with the ideas, the concepts. Then you could go to computing, the creation of the first computer. There was a time that a single computer couldn't even fit in this room. It was that huge. Now, let's see what ChatGPT can do. And those first computers didn't have monitors and screens for you to look at. The output of any input sometimes were little strips that had to be read off. Now, I want everybody to consider the span of their arms. Imagine having to read tape that's 100 times that long just to get one sentence. So all the equipment in this image, a single computer. Every single device made up one computer. And over the years, it's gotten smaller and smaller. Desktops are no longer this giant monitor with a tower. You have the option of having an all-in-one desktop that you can take with you on the go. You have laptop computers, tablet computers. Most of what I do, yes, don't do that with your phones. Most of what I do can be done on my phone. So if you're interested in learning more about AI, there are several books. You can go to your library, ask your librarian. As much as we love technology, books, they still offer valuable information. There are some books that you can't even get online. So don't let libraries go to waste. Go read more, because the technology that persons are going to be using in the next 20, 50 years, some of you might be the ones who create it. I think that's all the time we have now. So I'll hand back over to DJ Anna.
Thanks so much, Shanae. So I just had one question that I wanted to ask you. Of course, we know about some of the dangers of AI. How would you say that we can protect ourselves from some of the dangers of AI online?
My first suggestion would be always verify your sources. Don't take anything at face value. So if you read an article and the article references person A speaking to person B, go directly to the source. Check to see if you're getting anything from person A. When ChatGPT first came out, I generated an article where I was the president of the United States, and it never questioned it. It just ran with it, and it wrote a full article giving information on what my administration stands for, meetings I had with other diplomats, and never once informed the user that it's fiction, that there has never been a president of that name. So first, always check your sources. Secondly, be careful with the information that you input. And once you're using the internet, it's something that you're always going to hear. Always be careful of the information you put online, because you may not be using your own instance of a program. You may be using someone else's, and that person could have access now to all the information that you input. So if you input private information that that person could use, you now stand the risk of identity theft. And that is something that has been increasingly difficult to prevent, especially with AI, because now AI can capture your voice. So it may be a word you haven't even said, something you haven't even submitted, but because it can now imitate all the cadences and all the sounds that a person could make, you might actually go online and hear yourself giving a full interview, and it's all AI. I'm sure you've seen the memes where we have persons speaking. Their mouths are sometimes moving perfectly with what has been said, but we know it's AI generated.
Thanks so much, Shanae. A round of applause for Shanae, everyone. Thank you so much for that very fun and interactive session. So I think we have some prizes to give away to you guys, the Amazon gift cards that I was talking about. So don't forget, the first one is liking and following the CTU's Instagram account. Then share screenshots of your most memorable parts of your Girls in ICT event today. And you have to use the hashtags CTU Girls in ICT 2024 and hashtag girls in ICT. So don't forget to tag the pages as well, the CTU's Instagram account page, so that you guys could qualify to win. The first person that uploads is gonna win that $50 Amazon gift card. But I'm gonna ask a question right now to somebody in here to get that $50 Amazon gift card right here, right? So you all think you're ready? Oh gosh, why are you sounding so tired? You all ready? All right, I like the energy. When was the CTU established? Anybody knows? When was the CTU established? You might need to ask ChatGPT. When was the CTU established? Anybody? Nobody knows? Any guesses? Okay, I think we have somebody in the front here. What was your answer? Sorry.
1989.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Caramel.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle, you said 1989. You sure? Absolutely sure? Final answer? Okay, that is correct. Give him a round of applause. And also give him a round of applause for being able to use Google that efficiently. But congratulations, Kyle. You've won yourself a nice $50 Amazon gift card. So, of course, guys, as we continue our journey, let's take a moment to extend our heartfelt acknowledgements to the amazing individuals who've made today possible. We're not wrapping up just yet. We are going to take you guys outside to do a very cool interactive session with our friends from Nehus. But we'd like to invite Miss Michelle Garcia, our marketing and communications specialist, and also Miss Rachel Joseph, our marketing and communications assistant, to give the vote of thanks. Okay, actually, it's just gonna be Miss Rachel. So a round of applause to Miss Rachel as we welcome her to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, oh, this song I'm tired. So good afternoon. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. We want to do the vote of thanks for all the persons who made this possible. First and foremost, let's give a good round of applause to DJ Anna for making this whole session interactive. I hope you all had fun and you learned something and was able to take away, from our speakers. So I want to thank as well. In person here, we have Tariq at the back, Miss Shanae as well. And online, we had Chanel. Okay, so give them a better round of applause. Y'all learned something, right? Y'all, yeah? Okay, good. All right, so next I want to thank the CTU staff. First and foremost, our Secretary General, Mr. Rodney Taylor, for making all this possible. Our stakeholder engagement unit, headed by Mr. Trevor Prevat. We have Michelle Garcia, Frank Kohler, John, and Mr. Paul Huggins, as well as myself, and the rest of the Secretariat staff who were very instrumental behind the scenes making today possible. All right, we're going to see Neha's presentation. So I want to thank them now, for being part of this session and supporting young people wanting to get involved in technology and interested in career fields in technology. So before we go, one final group I want to thank, which is you guys for coming out here. So please give yourself a round of applause for coming out, and even persons who are online as well. Thank you so much for your support and participation. So let's go and see what Nehus has to offer.
Anybody in here interested in robotics? Anybody here interested in VR? Anybody here interested in AR? You all don't know what AR is? Well, guess what? You're going to find out because our team at Nehus are outside and they're going to give you guys a really cool interactive demonstration. So let's head on over and get some cool facts about AR and VR and robotics. Let's go. Okay, everyone. So we are here with our friends from News, and we have some prizes again to give you all, but you'll have to answer questions, right? So make sure and pay attention to the entire presentation, and along the way, feel free to ask your questions also. So I'd like to take it over to our team at Nehurst. You'll have a good spot, right? Everybody good? Everybody comfortable? Yeah, if you can't see, step forward because you're going to have to watch on the ground as well to see what's happening, right? So I'd like to welcome our team from Nehurst. Of course, we have Afia and Shami. So make some noise for them. Let's welcome them.
Right. Okay, so everybody seeing this cute little robot in front. So we have some cool technology to display today and for you all to interact with. So we have the robotics and the VR, right? Or virtual reality, augmented reality. So the first things first, this robot here is not just a toy, right? So this robot is actually a coding robot, is an educational tool, right? For young people to learn how to interact or how to get into the field further, because coding is basically the learning the language of computers, right? So we need to start off like that, and then eventually we'll get on to different forms of technologies and creating them, right? So everybody have their phone on them. They would have you would have used your the apps on your phone, the games, right? Websites, all of those things. And we need to know how to code first. So what is coding? Or another name for it would be programming or developing, right? So coding is basically, well, this robot talks, right? So coding is basically step-by-step instructions that we give to a computer. This is how we communicate with computers to tell it exactly what we want it to do, right? And we have different languages, just like how we speak different languages, we understand each other or not. We need to learn the languages, right? So the languages, this robot has the simplest form of coding, which is the block-based coding, right? That's where we would usually start off learning to code from, and then graduate onto text-based coding. And there are different types of languages. The text-based one more advanced, which would be something like Python and JavaScript. You all ever heard of those things? Java, right? You would see it on the starting of games and things, for example, or apps, right? So this robot has application as well to that you will have on your phone. You can download it on your smart devices, and you will see the options, for example, to code, which would be laid out in like the structure of a game where you would complete challenges that get increasingly difficult, right? We also have the manual mode where we could drive it around and you all will get to interact with it just now. And we could customize it and do all sorts of things with it, right? So this is a cool little robot that not just showcases the technology of robotics, being all the sensors around it and how we connect it to the devices and whatnot, but also to teach us how to code and to learn how to communicate with computers. And eventually we can go on to, contributing to the industry and building apps and games, etc. Right? So the next form of technology and coding is applicable to all of these, right? Coding is essential to the technology and computer, right, in the world, right? So we have virtual reality. Raise your hand if you ever experienced this before. Right? We have a few, but everybody will get a chance, right, today. And this is virtual reality. What is virtual reality? Is basically, and I will ask these questions after, right? So you all will be able to answer and get the prices, right? Or the tokens we have. So I will just give you a brief run through of it. So virtual reality is an artificial three-dimensional simulation, right, of a real setting, real world environment, and it's created using simulation and modeling software, right? And it gives us the feeling of being there because the vision of the user is almost completely immersed, right, in the virtual world. So how does this work exactly? It works operates upon the science of something called stereoscopy, right? So that's the scientific concept behind it, and that it converts two-dimensional images in a way in which we can use both of our eyes to give it the perception of depth, right? And that depth will make it three-dimensional. So what are the applications of this now? We can use this in all different fields, right? For example, we have the entertainment industry where we would use it to watch movies, right? To get that depth, greater depth perception of the movie and be able to immerse ourselves in it. We also have the gaming industry that is becoming increasingly utilizing this form of technology. For example, a PlayStation virtual reality, right? We also have the automotive industry. We have tourism, where we could visit places without actually being there, right? And see cool historic sites and whatnot. We also have education, so we could be able to learn through these things. And this is actually called the class VR. So this is a version of the VR that you can use in your classroom, right? So we can do that. Surgeries, medical professionals can simulate surgeries and be able to learn from that as well. Nice. So this is virtual reality. Now we have augmented reality as part of the extended reality umbrella. Yes.
All right. So as my coworker said, we're speaking about augmented reality, right? So augmented reality, whereas virtual reality is an immersive experience, augmented reality, it just alters our reality a little, right? Anybody here have Snapchat on their phone? Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, right? So believe it or not, we use augmented reality on all of those apps, right? When we take a picture, well, something that I want to say girls, but it's not gender biased because boys use filters more than girls, right? So when you take a picture and you look for a good filter, that's augmented reality. So it tweaks our reality a little bit and it enhances it, right? So it makes it better. So I give you one example, well, three examples that we use augmented reality daily. Anybody to think about our next way that we use anything that we use social media on your phone that they think we use augmented reality? Anybody just get lost in Trinidad? Me. Anybody just use, yeah. So somebody say Google Maps is one, right? So yeah, and so it have two, it have the satellite view and then it have the map view. So that's actually augmented reality. It alters our reality, makes it better, and it helps us to find our way. Yeah, because I got lost this morning and I use Google Maps to come here. Right. Right. So these pictures that we have on the here that colored, we have an app. It's called the Quiver, right? You go on the Play Store or where's the Samsung version? The App Store, the Play Store, right? So you just scan the barcode at the bottom. You could color it, and when you color it, it actually brings it from 2D to 3D, and it actually moves, right? So these prints are yours. So you could download the app on your phone and you could use it. We have one, for example, and then you guys could go around and we have AR. So we have geology on this one, and then we have a map that you could use for AR, right? So we're gonna pass this around. Anybody have any questions? Right? So while we're sharing all the pages, I'm gonna ask the questions for the prizes that we have. Right, so just take one and pass it around. Take one and pass it, right? So we spoke about virtual reality and augmented reality. Anybody could tell me what's the difference between AR and VR? Yeah.
VR. VR like a game. Yeah. But that one there miss after the link fit miss it enhance your miss it enhance your face and make you look better.
So basically, what she said was that VR would change your reality, whereas augmented reality just improves it, right? So the main difference is that VR or virtual reality is immersive. So when you're in it, you would feel like you're there. You might hear sounds that you're there, even when you move your head. So when you're using this, if you get dizzy easily, don't walk or don't turn your head a lot because you could fall down. You will fall down, not good, right? And then this one would just, you would see where your surroundings, but you would just see something there, right? Anybody ever use the filter? And remember, it had the dog and the duck filter where you would see something walking around. So that's augmented reality, right? So we will start on this side. So we're gonna pass the headsets around. So this group gonna get one, this group will get one, and this group will get one, and you just switch it, right? Yeah, these are like the cheaper. Like again, what you have is also like this one. So this one is about 500. So what are you seeing? So why not I do that? I pass this one around. So this one wait, anything not picking it?
Okay, so I want you to tell us what you're seeing, okay?
A brick wall and some buildings. And yeah.
Is it scary?
Yeah, kind of.
This one has to read. You gonna try it?
This one is VR or AR?
This one is the AR.
So this is the AR.
Yeah. Like some buildings. It's scary. Really looking abandoned.
Yeah, looking real. They're looking real scary, like something.
Just the surroundings. Reality. But it's reality. I'll say it was the
Oh yeah. This is it looks like marshmallows. Right? Yeah, see what you see.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
I mean,
mine are looking like marshmallows. It died? Sorry, what died? What we do? Take a picture?
Give me a follow up.
Oh gosh,
Please, please. Let me follow up.
Let's go take a picture. Yeah, sure. I don't know how to take it. Somebody's picture.
I want to.
Walk so. Yeah, more space. Of course, I didn't get the picture, right?
You're taking a selfie? Yeah. Be sure to tag us on Instagram. All right. Tag us on Instagram.
No, what to report? Oh my gosh.
Let me go. You all want to take a photo with DJ Anna? Whose phone? I saw all right. So you take a photo and then I will take a selfie because we want to post. All right. Come in. But you need photo, right? All right, good stuff. All right, nice. I see again, we're taking a selfie. Come on, everybody. All right, I'm going to post this on Instagram. Yeah. All right, let's take a selfie. Gianna, we want a selfie over here as well. You come in, all right. Make sure next to your VDR.
Come on, Shalom.
Gianna, you come in. Be sure tag us on Instagram, please. All right. Are we ready for Gianna? All right. right, Adriana.
We're coming on that side. Hold on 1 second. We need to try to be.
All right.
Let's take a try to.
All right. Come in for a selfie. Ashi, all right. All right. All right, thank you. Union. Muy bien.
Nice to meet you guys. You too.
All right, so everybody got
We have an amateur
here on
here. I want to take a picture.
Even the robot. All right.
Okay, so before I let go, when we finish take pictures, I have 3 prizes.
Who's taking it?
Escuchen, por favor. Estudiantes, escuchen, por favor. Ok. Tenemos muchos premios para ganar. ¿Ok? ¿Me entienden? ¿Tú hablas español también? No, no hablas español. All right. We have a lot of prize. Well, not a lot, but we have prizes to be won. So listen up. Nihas, they're going to ask you questions and you need to respond. 1 minute, okay? Because after we go into that room to take a group photo.
So quickly, the first question we're going to ask is, anybody could tell me the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality?
Virtual reality is completely changed into a different type of a world, whereas augmented reality is using a real world setting,
Very
just changing
good.
it a little bit.
So this is yours. I have a pen and a folder.
Give him a round of applause, guys.
Right? The second. All right, anybody remember we talk about coding? Anybody know what is coding?
Coding is like designing or making something suitable as your liking,
Yeah, but specifically for computers.
programming, stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, so anybody could tell us what we use programming for? Yeah, in simple terms, we talk about talking to computers, right? So what is the term we would use? Let's start with a L. What is the language? Computer. Yeah. So it's basically coding, or it's the specific language we use to communicate with robots or computers, right? And yeah, that's the last question, right? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much. Of course, thanks Sophia and Shami, our friends at Nehurst. Give them a round of applause. I'm sure you guys had fun with that session. So we are gonna go take a group photo inside there. So I'll direct everyone to just head back through the door. We're gonna do that, take some pics inside. But thanks again to our friends at Nehurst. And guys, that's a wrap for now, folks. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. Let's continue to learn, grow, and empower one another in the world of ICT. Until next time, DJ Anna signing off. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep rocking the tech world. Love you guys. Bye. Yeah.